And we say good morning to you. We are broadcasting live. We're on the road at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabethton on this Thursday, gorgeous day. It's game day. We've got football today. T.A. Dugger opening things up with Daniel Boone will go on air the broadcast at 5:40. Streaming video and audio. Kickoff at 6 from Daniel Boone High School. We're looking forward to playing the opening round of the 2023 football season with the T.A. Dugger Cyclones. Going to stream it for you today. Looking forward to being there. And so we'll do that again starting again at 5:40 this afternoon for the Cyclones and the Trailblazers from Daniel Boone Middle School. So good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. We are here at Lingerfield Drug Center. You want to stop by and pick up these. This is really cool. It's a free magnetic for on your refrigerator for liquid measures, teaspoons, tablespoons, cups, dry volumes. Pretty cool little courtesy thing for you from the folks at Lingerfield Drug Center. These are free, by the way, the magnets. And so I'm all about magnets. And so that's going to go up on the refrigerator at the old homestead. And, of course, has the phone number on it, the hours, and also free delivery talks. And, of course, it's the fact that it's a Health Mart store. So that's where we are today. We're going to be joined by head football coach Sean Whitten of the Cyclones. Elizabethton Cyclones will join us later in the show. Also going to be joined by Coach Ken Harden from the Cyclone golf team, girls golf team. Had a great outing yesterday. We'll talk about that. Also going to be joined by Mark Fowler, Pastor Fowler from Pleasant Beach Baptist Church. Going to join us coming up here in a few minutes. Talk a little football. We were talking last night at church. I said, man, we'll get you on the air and talk a little football. Talking about the Vols and talking about this crazy conference realignment. It continues to unfold. We'll talk about that on the show coming up here in a few minutes. Tomorrow, we're going to be live at Food City here in Elizabethton, kicking off for the game day for the opening night of Cyclone football. Elizabethton Cyclone football, of course. Going to be joined tomorrow by Robbie Fritz from Hampton, promoting the Bulldogs. They've got a big game tomorrow night against Pigeon Forge. He'll be along with us. Oh, who else? David Danny's going to be with us tomorrow with the big Parks and Rec, talking about the Cover Bridge Jams coming up on Saturday evening in downtown Elizabeth. Looks like weather's going to be great for that event. And also tomorrow, going to be joined by President El Presidente, Andrew McKeon of Carter County Bank, which is right there, and he'll join us tomorrow. So we're all excited about that. We've got, again, the national anthem. We've got it installed and ready to go. Here is Daniel McCauley. Yep. And we've got him ready to roll. As soon as I find it, it was right here. What'd he do with it? My man Steven, let's see. He put it somewheres. Let's see. Oh, put it here in our intro. That would be where it's at. Yes, here it is. Daniel McCauley with the national anthem here in the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
How about that? He did a great job, and I appreciate that young man who is at Elizabethton High School, Daniel McCauley. Of course, his daddy's Steve from the FCA, but I thought that was very cool and very nice what he did. So, and very talented, no less. So we appreciate that. Here is the verse today. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. We unashamedly do that. And here we go. It's Psalms 135. 130, verse 5 says, I'll wait for the Lord, my soul waits, and in his word I put my hope. How about that? I'll wait for the Lord, my soul waits, and in his word I put my hope. Whew, that's good stuff there. Sean Whitten joins us coming up a little bit later on the show, getting ready for Cyclone football. We are going to stream T.A. Dugger today. We got the permission, thanks to Daniel Boone High School, that we're going to be, or Daniel Boone Middle School, I guess. We're going to stream at 5:40 airtime, kickoff at 6 from Daniel Boone. The Cyclones getting ready to crank it up another season under Brock Pittman, and they're loaded for bear. Over 80 kids have dressed out. 80 kids for a middle school. That is incredible. Incredible number. It speaks volumes and a testament to the community. Of course, now it's a threefold approach or three-prong approach. You start with the junior Cyclones here in Elizabethton, and a lot of these other communities have them too. But the junior Cyclones, you bump up to T.A. Dugger, and then you bump up to high school. So 88 kids on the T.A. Dugger football team. There's high schools that don't have that. So anyway, we're going to bring it. Hello, Carl Wilson, the boys, out wherever you are today. I guess last time I talked, you were in Abington. Coming out of the boom box where the boys are. My first guest is here. Where did he go? He went right past me, went straight to the Dr. Nuff cooler. The man can put down some Dr. Nuffs. I'm here to tell you. You drinking the high diet or high octane? It's diet. It's unleaded. He ain't doing the high octane. He does the unleaded. So Pastor Fowler's with us. We're going to talk about this crazy realignment in college football. It is nuts. Now they say no. ACC, Florida State, Clemson, everybody, they missed Cal and Stanford getting in by one vote last week. Got to have 12 out of 15, and so they didn't get it. And so now, yesterday, they said, well, we may want to rethink this, they being the ACC. But then you hear Florida State and Clemson talking about leaving the ACC, so why would their vote even count? But right now, they're still a member of the conference, so it's crazy. Also, we'll find out the very latest about Tennessee football with Cooper Mays and what all's going down and getting ready for the Virginia Cavaliers coming up in a couple of weeks at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. So we'll talk about that. And also Sundays in September at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church. We had back to school Sunday on Sunday. I don't know how many kids across the front of the church. There's a ton of them. And so we got a chance to go up and take them, the ones by choice. Guys got the little fellas and the ladies got the little ladies. And we got down and prayed for them for a new school year, for the teachers and the kids. And it's here. Of course, we all know we're all back in school, so that's something we'll let him talk about, too. So we had lots to discuss. Coming up later on, Sean Whitten, head football coach of the Cyclones. Later on, Coach Ken Arden, Elizabethton golf coach, going to stop by. Dr. Carter's here. He's going to stop by. Again, before we go to the break, check this out. These are these little magnetic, which is really cool. So this is something I didn't do well in. How many quarts are in a gallon? How many pints make a quart? When I was a kid, I could never get this right, ever. So this happens to be one of those magnetic things that Eric has put on a magnet, obviously, for you to put on your refrigerator about those very things. I don't know how many people still use these measurements, but if you want them, they're there. It's a free magnet to come by and pick it up. Hello, Tina Westgate. Hello, Pete and Crystal Slagle. Hello to Rick Ranson down in Pensacola. What's the weather like today, Rick, down in Pensacola? We'll take a break. We'll be right back right after this. One of our brand new sponsors, the good folks right up the street from Eagle Center Co-op on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Would you please?
Eagle Center Co-op is a great collection of antiques and collectibles, coins, cast iron, vintage furniture, artwork, just about anything that you can think of. And I always say that it's full of things from the past that tell a story when people no longer can. So lots of things to add character and conversation to your home, handmade jewelry, just about anything that you can think of, we've got it.
You have a waiting list. How many vendors right now?
We have close to 50 vendors, and we have a 2-page waiting list for people who would like to become vendors, and hopefully we can work those in somehow. It's exciting.
Hours are open?
We're open 10 to 5, Monday through Saturday.
And social media?
Social media is on Facebook at Eagle Center Co-op, and we're located at 507 East Elk Avenue in downtown Elizabethton. Beautiful downtown.
Beautiful downtown. Be loyal. Buy local, and Biden and Betsy at Eagle Center Co-op in downtown Elizabeth, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Football. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show again. We're going to be broadcasting live from Daniel Boone this afternoon. We've got the season opener I'm a little excited. T.A. Dugger football, and I can't wait. Over 80 kids out there for Brock Pittman and the great staff, and so we're gonna. Let me run down a couple. Ryan sent me some really cool numbers. Coach Whitten, who's I think the world of, just win, baby, is what we talk about. So he's a Cowboy guy, but he likes some Raiders a little bit. So here we go. Let me read you some of these numbers. 21 of the 22 starters of the state championship game in the 2 years we won have played at T.A. Dugger. This year's team tomorrow night at Science Hill. Lining up tomorrow night, 50 out of the 65 players tomorrow night with the Cyclones at Science Hill played at T.A. Dugger. Here are the records. I think he said we're 70-17 over the last 10 years at T.A. Dugger. Last year co-champs, 2021 champs, 2020 nothing, 2019 co-champs, 2018 champs, 2017 champs. So what is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Last 6 years, is that right? Yeah, last 6 years we've been 5 out of the last 6 we've been champs or co-champs. So pretty impressive stats, and so we'll start it today. 5:40 airtime, video and audio, and a kickoff at 6 o'clock from Daniel Boone High School tonight for the Cyclones. Tomorrow night, of course, it kind of goes out saying, the Railroad Rumble Part 3, you see on the screen, Carter County Bank down the corner. Carter County Bank, Elizabethton, Bank of Tennessee, and Science Hill. It's a little inter-bank rivalry, too, and that big trophy sitting right now in the Science Hill trophy case. And the goal, of course, for them is to keep it and for the Cyclones to bring it back. So we'll see what happens tomorrow night. We'll go on air at 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock, and we'll do that again from Kermit Tipton Stadium in Johnson City. And then Monday, where am I at Monday? Monday I got volleyball with Gate City coming in. So we're busy. Tis the season. The month of September, I think I'm out every night, and that's okay. Promoting these kids is what it's all about. All right, quick break. We'll be right back, and he is here. Yeah, he's in the house. He would be our buddy, and my pastor, no less, would be our pastor, Mark Fowler. We'll check in with him right after this from Phil's Dream Pit about catering on the Tom Taylor Sports. Buddy Michaela Miller from Phil's Dream Pit. Catering. Tell us catering opportunities using Phil's Dream Pit.
Well, where do I start? You call me, you tell me how many people you want. It's $13.99 per person. It'll be a 15% gratuity on top of that with a $200 setup and serve fee. And what that's going to get you is me and a team of 5 or 6, depending on how many I need, will come out. I'll set up my food. I make your sandwiches. We'll serve all your sides. We clean up, get out of your hair, and you never know we were there.
What are the options on the menu?
Pretty much it's open game.
Anything?
Yeah, open game.
Yep.
Okay, the hash brown casserole. We don't do the hash brown casserole in bulk or catering at all.
349-6437. Catering opportunities for any event coming up. Give them a call right here at Phil's Dream Pit. The quest for perfect barbecue, catering any event. Call her, ask for Michaela, and let her step you through how she can help you with catering from Phil's Dream Pit. One of our great sponsors on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and on Cyclone Football. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Look who stopped by. My pastor's in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Pastor Fowler, he said, we was talking last night. I said, man, you ought to come talk about this conference realignment. He said, man, it's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. And it's all about the scratch. Is that what
it's all about the money.
Oh, yeah. So
but I do appreciate just some of the stuff you watch that some of the people have come out on. It's like some of these key football guys have come out and said, well, what about the girls softball and the volleyball and these people that are, the football team gets on a charter bus or a charter flight, gets back 3 or 4 hours after game, and the rest of them are flying commercial and talking about flying from New York and just one really east to west coast, and then one of the things that they thought about that I watched and read a little bit is just the pressure already on a student athlete, and then now you're adding all this travel, and I think it's made a few of them back up just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, you look at Cal and Stanford. If they joined the ACC, the closest school is Louisville, which is like 1,900 miles away. And I get the football. You made a great point. On a Tuesday night, when you got a volleyball match that doesn't draw a lot, it's a great sport, but hey, let's call it like it is. It's not a big draw in college. and you put them on a plane and fly them. I guess they're not going to bus. They're going to fly them across country. Let's say Stanford's playing Virginia Tech in the ACC in volleyball or Cal, and then I would assume they're going to fix it. They'll play 2-3 games where they just turn around and fly right back. That would be really crazy. Try and bunch them up and make it an extended road trip of sorts. But still, they got classes to go to. They got books, and then financially, hotels ain't getting any cheaper. So if you put a team, when you ain't making a whole lot of money, you put a team on a plane and fly them across country. I just don't see how it's going to work. And so Florida State and Clemson pretty much have nixed it. Then I read last night where they may come back, circle back around and say, it may not be such a bad idea. Of course, we got an article here. They're making $21 million this year, Stanford and Cal, out of the Pac-12, or what's going to be left of the remnants. Well, if they drop down to the Mountain West, they pay $4 million a year. If they go down to the AAC, I got it backwards. They go to the AAC, they pay $4 million. If they go to the Mountain West, they pay $7 million a year. So you can do the math. They're taking a financial hit. So, so if you're Cal or Stanford, you're the administration. What do we do here, sir?
I don't know. It's hard. I mean, really, you talk about it just in general. We talk about high school, like the rivalries change, and, they just did a realignment in TSSAA, and, Volunteer had moved in for a few years to our conference basketball-wise. Then they moved down to Granger, and, now Davy Crockett's coming in, and so there is the traditional side of it. But at the end of the day, somebody got to look at it and say, does this work for everybody involved? And that's sometimes difficult choices, difficult decisions to make. And as somebody said, sometimes that's above my pay grade.
Yep, it is mine too. Hello, Reba Whitehead. Hello, Patsy Lyons. Thank you for watching. Ryan Witten. So I was talking to my brother today. He's a big Mountaineer fan. I said, all right, so when you go to Mountaineer Field and when Texas Tech comes to town out of the Big 12 or Texas or any of these teams, what kind of crowd they bring? He said, maybe a couple of thousand. It's okay. So when the Mountaineers fly to Texas Tech in Lubbock for the Red Raiders, how many typically go? Said, maybe 1,000, maybe. So they can't be making money because the opposing team is not bringing any fans. That's been the argument, and to their credit, the TSSAA figured it out for once. To their credit, they started saying, let's geographically get some closer teams and closer, when you go down and play, pick somebody, I don't know, a team in Knoxville ain't going to have the same oomph as you go in a couple of weeks to Dobbins Minute. Next Friday night we'll go to Morristown. Of course, tomorrow night it'll sell itself because it's Science Hill. But geographically, you put them closer together, you build those rivalries, and you help at the gate.
It does help at the gate, and you have to do it. And I know some things have to change. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Some of our community schools and, even just like Sullivan County combining some things, and those are tough decisions to make. I understand that. But it does make sense geographically. I mean, driving to Volunteer on a Tuesday night, it's just it's hard to do, but
you do what you got to do.
You do what you got to do.
But your point is well taken. Volunteer on a Tuesday night is a whole lot better than going to, and I'm not throwing off on the school, I'm just talking geographically, going to a Knox Bearden or going, I don't know, somewhere down in Knoxville and get back, late at night. It's a school night. So they've gotten it right. And so, but as far as back to going to the college, it's still up in the air. Florida State and Clemson have said they're kind of interested in jumping out of the ACC. In my mind, I'm thinking the Southeastern Conference would be nuts not to get these two schools. I know they're talking about going to the Big Ten.
I don't know how many powerhouses can you put in the SEC.
There ain't too many cream puffs now, is there?
No. And if you're, I don't know. I mean, if you're Clemson and Florida State, and not well, let's just be honest, we're a little SEC biased. That's okay. But now they're playing 1 or 2 games a year they could lose. You walk in the SEC, you're playing 6 that you could lose.
Yeah,
maybe 8.
Maybe 8
if they go to the more non-division conference. But on any Saturday, you're lacing them up
with a chance of getting thumped.
You go to LSU at night. You go to Alabama. You go to Auburn. Look. Ask Tennessee. You go to South Carolina and don't show up. What happens?
Yeah.
You get embarrassed.
Yeah. So then you come back and go, okay, we may lose 6. We got a whole lot of money to buy helmets and shoulder pads and fund that swim team. So it's kind of to me, it's kind of a catch-22 because I get it. It's all about the money, the TV money, but it's above our pay grade. But it's interesting to watch the dynamics unfold here in front of us because the college. I mean, gosh, just since you were here last time you were with me about a month or so ago, we were talking Bible school. So just since then, look at everything that's changed on the college sports front just in the last 60 days.
Right.
So,
and it will always be, I guess, always be moving.
Yeah.
And it's just like, back to high school. I remember when I grew up, we grew up in District 3 AAA, and there was no realignment. It was the same Oak Ridge and Halls and Torrance, Campbell County. I mean, and we were not good at football at that time. And, and Oak Ridge came to town. Back then, Oak Ridge was a powerhouse.
Oh, boy.
And you got them at least once a year.
Yeah.
The only good thing about going to Oak Ridge was you get to stop at Big Ed's
Pizza. Amen. Big Ed's right outside the stadium.
Yeah, right across the street.
Yeah. So, anyway, he played at Campbell County back in the day. So, I get it. So, we're talking about the SEC. Tennessee football. What are you hearing? I know you're a big fan. So, what are you hearing? What's going on? What do you think?
I think the biggest thing, if you were just reading, like, Cooper, they're talking about Cooper Mays being hurt, and they think they'll get him back, and they're a little not really talking a lot about it, but one of the big things you're reading is the depth. Like, I read an article this morning about another 4-star, and I don't remember the name, freshman defensive lineman, and he's probably out for the year, they said, and they said probably wasn't going to play because of the depth that they've built at that position. And so, as a Tennessee fan, the reality is you can have some skilled positions, but the depth across the front, that line of scrimmage, and the depth at receiver, like the depth, I think, is probably the biggest thing that we would have right now that we have not had. You might win a big game or two a year, but you're not going to compete week in and week out without that depth.
Gotta have the horses. Hello, Rob Fritz. Hello, Pastor Stout. Hi there, fellas. Brother Fowler knows the book and boot ball. Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, he does. And you followed a pretty good fellow, haven't you?
I did. Some people walk in and you follow a giant. Sometimes somebody, well, that's hard. That is hard. But the other side of it is following a scoundrel is a lot worse than following a giant.
Amen.
And,
he's class act. He watches every day, and I appreciate that. Hello, Rob Fritz. He'll be with us tomorrow on the show. We'll be at Food City in Elizabeth tomorrow. So, I bring him by because we want to promote the church from time to time. And so Back to School Sunday came this past Sunday.
Back to School Sunday, had a great time. We adopted kids. We have prayer time that day, adopt kids, gift for everybody, all that type of thing. But we've had a great Sunday, and thank the Lord for that. And had a good Sunday night, and we had a great service last night. And the Lord's been good to us. We got some things coming up in the fall that we're pretty excited about. We do Sunday nights in September. Now, it originated because when we were building that building, that's a very taxing thing. And then I happened to get really sick in the middle of it, and COVID happened to be going on. And so I just had the idea. I'm like, we're just going to enjoy preaching and singing. And so on Sunday nights, we just kind of do that. We just open with a hymn or two, turn a group loose singing, then turn somebody loose preaching. And we just, as a church family, you spend a lot of time ministering, but just as a church family, we just get to be fed and to be sung to and to be preached to, and so that was kind of my goal in that, and so we're excited about that. Now, the first Sunday night, we're actually some of our folks are going to sing, Brother Greg and his family, and the trio, and looking forward to that. And then Brother Stephen Cox from over in South Carolina will be preaching, and then the second one is September the 10th. And that's Brother Scott Hooks, friend of mine, be preaching, do a great job, and Scott Matthews' family be singing. And I don't know that we've had them before, but some of you've heard of the Rochesters, and they're kind of out of that same vein of. And then the 17th, Brother Leonard Fletcher from over Mountain City be preaching, does a great job, Dyson Grove over there. And that night, Mary Beth Jones and her husband, I just drew a blank on there, but they'll be singing. And then the last one is Brother Cody Sturgill and his wife and his family singing. They do a great job. They're up from Chilhowie, and his kids are involved in Chilhowie up there. They got a senior and a sophomore, and they sing, and he does a great job preaching. And so we're just kind of looking forward to a great time. Now, of course, September 17th, we're having another special thing. We're trying to have a friend day, and to try to encourage people. Look, we got a lot of great churches in our community, just like right now over at Zion. They're running the Jubilee, and tonight Brent Carr and his family will be preaching, singing. Tomorrow night, Brother C.T. Townsend, a lot of good people. And, my goal in doing these special events is not to pull people from other churches, but I'm always trying to find some people that are out of church, or maybe they're just lost. They don't know the Lord. And so you're trying to do these events to try to find some people to get back on track, or maybe to get in for the first time.
Yep. Absolutely. Folks may not know this. He touched on it, but at one point you laid in a hospital. Well, you had COVID. You were in a dark room for, what'd you say, 5 days?
I was in the hospital 5 days.
Yeah.
Now, as a 40-some-year-old man, you don't expect that, I know some people had it much worse than I did, and I thank the Lord I never got on a ventilator or any of those type of things, and I don't know that I have any lasting physical limitations, because I don't know how I would feel if I was 47. I hadn't gone through that, because you're older every day. But it does change you when you stare death in the face. It does something for you to think about. I'm not guaranteed tomorrow, and I'm not guaranteed the ability to work and labor. And I had the mindset that if you didn't want to do it, and I said this, and you'll have to forgive me because it's a bad word in my house, but if you don't want to do it, I'd say shut up and get out of my way, and I'll do it. And when you're down to nothing, that changes. That's a humbling experience. And so then you try to be grateful. Like, so used to I'd complain, like, I got to mow my yard today. And I'm thinking, man, it's going to be hot. Now I'm kind of thinking, I'm just glad I have the strength to do it.
Amen.
And it does change you a little bit. Now it's still going to be hot, and when I'm blowing that grass all over my face this afternoon, I'm still going to be fussing about it inside a little bit. But I am grateful for the strength to be able to do those things.
And you'll probably chug a Dr. Nuff when you're done, right?
Well, I probably will.
Yeah.
Probably will. There's no sense in being ashamed about that.
Yeah.
So
So every time I come on, I want you to talk about hope, because there's so much, just like I said, in the sports world, since you were here last, how much has changed in the sports world, like how much has changed in our world in general. So looking at camera before you take off, I know you got some other things to do, and I appreciate you coming by, but tell those folks out there that you know the ticket to hope, would you please?
Well, it's just like last night. We were teaching our Wednesday night Bible study, and 2 Timothy chapter 3 talks about perilous times, and a lot of time we spend as churches and preachers and Christians, we talk about the characteristics of our day, like, well, kids today this, or that today this, or that today this. But if you read the end of that chapter, it ends with a man being thoroughly furnished and spiritually mature, and you say, well, what's the answer? Well, the answer is what it's always been. The answer is in the Lord Jesus Christ and in His Word. Mm-hmm. And so He tells us how to live. So, we struggle today like, well, this and that. And you can follow whatever you want to follow. But at the end of the day, the ultimate source of truth is the living Word, the Lord Jesus Christ.
Amen.
The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. We beheld His glory, John chapter 1. And then the written Word. And so we find our hope. We find our promises. You cling every day to something.
Mm-hmm. You're right. And
I want to cling to the eternal Word of God, that I know a God that cannot lie, a God that cannot fail. And so I'm clinging to that. The Bible says, as thy days, He told Israel, He said, as thy days, so shall thy strength be. So, sometimes we look at it and say, well, I don't have any more strength. Well, God says to the child of God, if I give you a day, I promise you the strength to live it. And so we cling to Him and to His Word and those promises. And really, that's how we get up and we work every day. His mercies are new every day.
Amen.
And so we're thankful for it. I could go on and on and on. You know that.
Yes. And I like when you come and do it, because it's inspirational. It lifts people up out there, because I've been told that. So last thing, if I get UT tickets, you're going again this year?
Well, if it works out, I've always be game to go down to Neyland Stadium and to see it, the Vol Walk and the whole thing. Now, I will say this: that's the first time I've gone early enough to go to the Vol Walk, and it's pretty neat. And of course, we have to stop down at Dead End Barbecue and
grub out
and have something good to eat. And get there early and claim you got to claim your 18 inches early down there on them little seats, the little numbers stamped in there. We carve us out a spot, right?
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I guess you've heard. Can I tell the story one more? It's all I tell the story time.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the same people listening or not.
No, it don't matter.
When I'm preaching, I don't get to use the same illustrations, Tom. But maybe you can tell the same stories.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, I got tickets to go see. Well, John Holtzclaw said, "You've never been to UT? Let's go send you to the game." Okay. So I call and ask, "You want to go watch the Vols?" Yeah, we'll go. All right. Great seats, by the way. Well, we get down there. Well, me and him, if you see us stand up, we got some girth, and I'm going to leave it to that. You're a pretty big old boy, and I am too. So we got up there and said...
Let's just say this, Tom. We used to shop at Sears and Kmart,
Huskies.
And we had to go to the back corner.
Amen.
Shop in them Husky section.
Husky section, amen. I'm right there.
Anyway, go ahead.
The big and tall Huskies. So anyway, the seats are about as wide as this computer, this laptop, maybe. And so I've never been, so I thought, okay, where am I going to sit? It's right there in this little spray painted place. I thought, uh-oh, this ain't very big. So he and I sit down. Next thing I know, what better could have happened? A guy who is a literal bodybuilder. And this guy is ripped and buffed, and he's about 6'3", 6'4". Mm-hmm. He sits down on his side. A guy sits down on my side. Guarantee you, he's tipping 350, if not more. And
he was not a bodybuilder.
No, he was not a bodybuilder. He was doing a lot of, I'd say, soda pops in his day because he wasn't bodybuilding. A good, nice guy, but he's like right here. So it reached the point that the bodybuilder, when he'd kind of flex like this, he reached the point. So I'm trying to drink a Diet Coke, and so when he would stretch, Pastor would kind of lean, and so I'm over here trying to drink this like this because you got me pushed up against this guy. And this guy kept doing this, kind of trying to push me. So that's how the whole game went.
My favorite thing was that Florida fan that came in late and probably not in his right mind, and he looked down that row for that little number, whatever number he was supposed to find. He never found it because there's a lot of girth on that row.
He looked at us. I think he thought, I ain't gonna try and fight this fight.
No, he never fought it. He went and got that usher, and that usher just kind of looked down there and looked at him like, "You're on your own, buddy."
He had a bodybuilder, pastor, me, and a boy going about 370. He thought, I'm going to go sit somewhere. I'm not going to go and mix that up.
Yeah, so I don't know where his seat was supposed to be, but he should have got there early is all I know.
Oh, good stuff. Sundays in September, Pleasant Beach
Sunday
Baptist
nights
Church.
in September, yes, sir.
Yeah, good stuff.
And it's a lot of things going on, and thankful just to have the opportunity, and just thank the Lord for His goodness on our lives and on our churches. And we want to try to, continue to preach the truth because it's the only thing that will help people in these days.
You got it. As I tell everybody, I put my fingers in his belt loop and hang on. It's a good ride.
Well, I don't know about that, but we'll see how it goes.
I'm talking about the Lord.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about me. I was like,
no,
don't you be doing that to me.
I ain't touching nothing. I'm talking about
that mental image wasn't good, Tom.
No, I'm talking about putting my fingers in the belt loops of the good Lord hanging on.
I can't tell them what I said Sunday morning, can I?
Well, if you want to.
Every now and then you say something you shouldn't say, but you talk as much, you're like, that didn't come out right, So.
No. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you,
as
too.
always.
Thank you for the opportunity to stop by, and I hope we can be a blessing, encouragement to people as they listen.
So why don't we? You've seen him for about 10 minutes. Why don't we give another dose as he's going out the door? This is another, of course, one of our sponsors of the show, the ball games, is Pleasant Beach Baptist Church. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yep. Quick break. Back after this. Take a look at baseball. Sean Whitten at the top of the hour on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This is Pastor Fallow, Pleasant Beach Baptist Church in Elizabethton, and we'd love to have you come be with us. You and your family be with us on Sunday. I'm standing here in the lobby at our visitors table, our welcome table, and there's packets made up with tells you a little more about the church and get acquainted card, and then also a mug and some things in there for you to take with you to remind you to pray for us. And we've got a place for you and your family and want you to come. Our goal is for you to know the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior. But beyond that, to find your purpose and contentment in life of knowing Him, walking with Him, and serving Him each day. And so we want you and your family to come be with us Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Wednesday night. We're looking forward to seeing you soon. You can find a little more information about us online at pleasantbeachbaptist.com.
One of our great sponsors on Cyclone Football, again, the great folks at Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Joseph Taylor, tell us what it's all about.
Yes, sir. We specialize in short-term rehab or long-term care. We accept all major insurances. We accept Medicare, Medicaid. What we really love is people that come in that have had a knee replacement, hip replacement, come to Ivy Hall for some inpatient rehab. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We have a full-time respiratory therapist. And Tom, you can see I'm a big guy, so you know I like food. I know good food, and Ivy Hall specializes in home-cooked meals, three good meals a day. You can catch me every day right at the door getting my tray myself.
There you go. That's awesome. How do we find out more about Ivy Hall on social media?
Yes, sir. We have a Facebook page, Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, or a website, ivyhallnursing.com.
One of our great sponsors, folks. Glad to have them on board. Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again. T.A. Dugger football today, 5:40 airtime. 6 o'clock kickoff, video audio from Daniel Boone and Gray at Nathan Hale Stadium where the Trailblazers play their game. So we'll be there with that tonight. 5:40 airtime. We'll kick it off at 6 o'clock. Again, varsity only, but we will have camera, video, and audio. Tomorrow night, 6:30 airtime. And it'll be audio only. In fact, let me show you what you're going to see tomorrow night. They have said no video, at least not my video. So there it is. Boom. There it is. That's what you'll see tomorrow night and the duration of the broadcast. So, but you know what? At least we're going to be there bringing it to you. Richard Van Huss, yours truly, will be doing it. And we'll do that again, as we said, coming up tomorrow night, starting at 6:30 with the pregame show, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Tonight, we'll go on air at 5:40 with a 6 o'clock kickoff from Daniel Boone, T.A. Duggar Middle School. They got, look at this. Look, check his roster out. Is this not crazy? Look at his roster. That's a middle school roster. It's unbelievable. So, hello, Rick, down in Pensacola. What's the weather like down there today, sir? In Pensacola, Florida. I'd love to know. All right, baseball from yesterday. Sean's going to be here in just a minute, so let's squeeze this in before he gets here. Dr. Carter's going to be in here in a little while, too. Your winners yesterday, Detroit, the Mets, Arizona, Tampa Bay, the Reds, Houston, Oakland, Washington, Philadelphia. Charlie Morton gets a big W. Talk about that in a minute. Again, the Braves shut out the Yankees again. Yankees are just not very good. The Cubs, the Angels, Seattle, San Diego, and the Dodgers all get W's today. Here's your schedule, very abbreviated. It's a travel day. Seattle will be in Kansas City, a day game. Boston will be in Washington. Tonight under the lights, Detroit and Cleveland, the Cardinals hosting the Mets. Arizona at San Diego, Milwaukee, and the Dodgers wrap up their series at Dodger Stadium, which will be a pretty good matchup. Corbin Burns for Texas and Lance Lynn will go for the Dodgers today or tonight at Dodger Stadium in Chavez Ravine, California. Now for the weekend, got some pretty good head-to-head games. The Braves will host San Francisco, or chasing the Dodgers in the West. The Red Sox and the Yankees will play each other, and you know, no matter how that goes, how bad or how good either one of those teams are, it'll be a slugfest. They don't like each other, you know that. So the Red Sox and the Yankees this weekend in Yankee Stadium. Milwaukee at Texas, that'll be a good one. Milwaukee currently leading the Central by 2.5 games. Texas leading the American League West by 2.5 games. It'll be a good weekend series down in Texas. Seattle and Houston will go at it. The Mariners and Houston both are chasing Texas in the American League West. The Mariners are 6.5 back, and the Astros are 2.5 back. We're both chasing the Rangers. Good matchup there, interdivisional play this weekend. And then the Marlins will be in L.A. to battle the Dodgers. That'll be a good weekend series, too. The Marlins, of course, are trying to stay alive in the NL East with a wild card spot. They're in third place behind the Phillies. And the Dodgers are the Dodgers. They've won 9, make that 10 in a row. And so they are red hot right now. And so that's another good weekend series at Dodger Stadium, Miami, and Los Angeles. So if you had to stop today in the wild card race, the teams will be playing in the American League as of today, if we stopped, and we don't, of course. Tampa Bay, Houston, and Toronto. In the National League, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and a 3-way tie now between the Cubs, the Marlins, and the Reds for that other wild card spot. So interesting. Charlie Morton, again, a big pitching performance last night. 4 hits, 10 strikeouts, only 1 walk over 6 innings. First pitcher since Blake Snell did it back in 2018 to go with 10 or more strikeouts after issuing 7 or more walks in his previous start. So a good, consistent, which is what the Braves need right now. For Charlie Morton, again, as he struck out, as we said, 10 over 6 innings, and they shut out the poor, pitiful Yankees again last night, 2-0 at Truist Park in Atlanta. Shohei Ohtani smashing his American League leading 42nd home run last night. Again, he hit it so hard and so fast, he almost came out of his shoes. His helmet flew off, so he rounded the bases, no helmet on. That's how hard he swung it, a 437-foot home run for Shohei Ohtani. What did I say, number 42? Number 42 in the home run department, and the Angels, who are out of the pennant race for the moment, still got that big win, 2-0 last night behind Shohei Ohtani's 42nd home run of the season. We are live again at Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabethton. We're going to bring Eric in here and let him hit it right here. Coach Sean Witten's due to join us here in just a few minutes, and so we'll come right back after this from, again, Dr. Carter at Lingerfield Drug Center, the Tom Daly Sports Show.
We have got, it's a family who lives up in Stony Creek, makes this themselves, bring it into us. But a lot of people like local honey. They say if their allergies are bad, if the bees are making honey with the flowers that's causing you allergies, eating that honey actually helps get rid of your allergies. So,
Really?
So that's something. We've had a lot of people vacationing up here or coming up for the holidays and looking for local honey. So that's something that we're able to carry that a lot of people have been after.
Here's pure honey. Again, it's called Buzz and Bee from Stony Creek. Bob and Peg Calkins is the one that does this. 100% pure honey. Got it here in stock. All right. What else we got? We got the Bridge book. Tell me about this.
Yes. So that one lady named Nancy Enzer and her husband worked on this, and that was their COVID project, she said. But there was no comprehensive list of all the named bridges in the county.
Yeah.
And so her and her husband drove every road in Carter County, found every named bridge, and that book is a little bit of history on each of those bridges.
That
And
is
that's
really
something,
cool.
You know, I've read through it, and a lot of the bridges, you know, I've never much paid attention to, but you know, a bunch of the families they're named after. So that's something, a lot of people's been coming in looking for that, but that's really cool, I think.
Yeah. All right, let's do one more here before we take a break. We got candles. Got all kinds of candles. Tell me about this.
With holidays coming up, those are great little gifts to give to people. We have got a few left from last season, and we've actually got about 20 or so should be coming in this afternoon. So we'll have all sorts of different flavors of those.
Ooh, that smells good. What is this one called? This one's called
Buttercream.
Buttercream. Wow, that does smell good. Got the little handle on it. Got that one. All right, well, you have.
And that one's an apple.
Yeah, guarantee it's got an apple smell to it. Oh, yeah.
Those are good.
Those do smell good. Look at that, folks. A little handle make a great gift for yourself or for somebody else. In stock here at Lingerfield Drug Center. All right, and one more thing here. We got some more gifts coming in all the time. Tell me about this.
So those are something, we got those recently, and a lot of people have been liking those, but everybody loves their pets, and people, I think those are real funny. But
Beware the dog. The cat is shady also. All right. This one says, embrace the dog hair. It's everywhere. There you go.
stuff like that, I think, you know, that's an easy little gift for somebody.
Yeah.
Everybody will like something like that, I think.
All right, hours are open.
We're here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5:30, and Saturdays, 9 to 12.
Social media?
We're on Facebook as Lingerfeld Drug Center.
And the magic phone number is?
It's 423-542-2138.
One of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, the good folks here at Lingerfeld Drug Center. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks, Rick. Rick says it's sunny and 97 in Pensacola. Whew, it's 78 here, man. It feels like fall out there. It feels great. As the late John Ward would say, it's football time in Tennessee. I love it. Tonight, T.A. Duggar, the Cyclones, again taking on Daniel Boone at Nathan L. Stadium in Gray at Daniel Boone High on the turf. 5:40 airtime, kickoff at 6 o'clock tonight. And tomorrow night, oh boy, Coach, put me in. What a great atmosphere. Two great communities going to get at it. We call it the Railroad Rumble Part 3. It's Carter County Bank, Elizabethton, Bank of Tennessee, Science Hill, and it'll be for the third time. We won the first one. They won last year, and so third time out. Coach is here with us, and hello, Jules Roberts, by the way. Thanks, lady, for watching. Jimmy Stout down in Georgia watching. Linda Vaughn up Stony Creek's watching. Coach, put me in. I'm ready. You fired up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work's been put into this, and now we're ready to kick it off and see what we can do.
Yep. And so Science Hill, I mean, it just speaks for itself. When you say Johnson City or Science Hill, the rivalries there goes way back down the road into the 20s when we first started playing them. And so, in fact, this is went back and researched it, the 99th meeting between the two. So
yeah, I mean, it's just, people don't realize, throughout the rivalry, how big and how much Johnson City has grown, and just the size of the schools and, the Indian Trail and Liberty Bell, just how big those middle schools are, what feeds into there, and, just where we are today. Our enrollment's about 863. Their enrollment's over 2,000. Just a lot to choose from. Big schools, almost like a little bit like a community college in some ways. But when you get these two schools together, regardless of what sport, you throw out the rosters, you throw out who's supposed to win. In my 17th season, but in my 16 years, only one time has this game really been lopsided. It's been a 1 or 2 possession game. It's always gone down to the fourth quarter. It's been some really good battles, and expect the same tomorrow night.
We've won the last 2 over there, by the way.
Yeah, we have. 2019. Got a big win there, and then obviously Railroad Run number 1. Big upset in the ETSU Stadium. That was a really exciting there. Got our season kicked off in a lot of great ways, and then obviously they came over and took it away from us last year, and so we're ready to get things back rolling this year. So just excited about the opportunity. Tremendous atmosphere, like you said. This is really like a college football, kind of a NFL Sunday. Who wins the Super Bowls on TV first? So we're on TV first. We're game number 1, spotlight number 1. We're week 1. Primetime television is how you want to put it.
Absolutely. Of course, we're going to air the broadcast at 6:30 here on tomorrow night, and we'll be bringing it to you. Looking forward to it. Richard Van Ness, yours truly. So it is. Gosh, I've seen 2 scrimmages, Westridge and Union. How do you think to this point? How do you think the kids have done?
Well, these guys have blown me away, Tom. I just tell you, just the way that these guys, we don't work any different from year in and year out. But the way we've come together, the way we've rallied, the way that our 19 seniors have really taken on that leadership role, and this week, we've had some great competitive practices. We've had some great competition. We've lined up best against best. I'm not sure that we're going to go against anybody in certain positions. Like we go against best in practice. Blocking Mason Ball and Ben Adams and Andrew Blevins and Kyler McGovern defensive ends are as tough as we're going to face. That's as good as you're going to face. And then, on the flip side, when we covering Durai, covering Luke Whaley, covering Eli Blevins at 6'2", covering Cam Baker. You're going to get some really good competition in practice. You're not going to see anything better. Science Hill's got a big offensive line, but have you looked at Corey and Seth Campbell lately? They're pretty big too.
Oh,
So, just really excited about the opportunities, Tom, just because these guys have really rallied. They've really answered the challenges. They've come to work every day. So. And excited to see what these guys can do.
Absolutely. I'll selfishly plug this because they're sports writers on the show all the time. You know that. Doug Fritz, Jeff Birchfield, Tanner Cook. So they came out with a tab today. You got to go pick it up. It's a great resource. And so the Science Hill picture and the preview of Science Hill starts this young man right here, Jason Swartz. And so there's his picture. And again, the headline says Carter Science Hill squad takes defensive experience and high hopes into the new season. They got a lot of kids back on defense. So, what is the scouting report on Science Hill?
Well, just really big. Quarterback played 13 games a year ago. He's a dual threat kid. He's not very big, but a lot of experience there. Science Hill went to the quarterfinals last year and got 3 offensive linemen back, got a tight end back, got 2 really good weapons at the receiver position. They can have the ability to stretch you vertical. One of them's really known to be a track guy. Set a lot of numbers and records in track this past season. And then, that's what they're going to lean on, that offensive line to really try to pound the football and do a great job there. So, a lot of athleticism, a lot of size. They got really good linebacker core. They returned a linebacker core there. There's really good two really good inside linebackers. They try to do mix up blitzes and play tight to the line of scrimmage. So, it's just a typical Science Hill football team, no different than what I've seen in my playing career, my coaching career. It's really tough, and so. We hope that guys like Doug Fritz and Trey Williams and everybody else just go ahead and pick the Science Hill toppers. It just makes us a little bit chip
on the shoulder.
Chip on the shoulder, so yeah.
Absolutely. So the atmosphere, if you just set it up as a hype, you got Science Hill, you got Elizabeth, and the 2 winningest active coaches in Northeast Tennessee, Stacy Carter and Sean Witten. You got the 2 great fan bases. There's talking going on, always does. It's part of it. So, it's going to be decided tomorrow night. What do you feel like the key's going to be for the Cyclones to win?
Well, I think obviously, a lot of times when you start the season, defense is always kind of ahead of the offense. That's the way it always is when you start out. We know as the season goes along, as you get better, you start to get in a rhythm a little bit. But I feel like we do have some dynamic pieces on offense, that we have the ability to, we got to score, and as good as your defense can be and keep shutting those guys down and keep them off the field, but we got to be able to score, and I think we have the ability to do that. We've got 3 running backs, we've got a number of receivers. We feel like we can beat you at running the football and throwing it, and so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the opportunities that we have, the plays that game plan that we've put together. I think you just got to keep it simple and allow our guys to go play. I mean, at this point in time, we've done all the preparation. There's not one more workout or thing we could have done to prepare for tomorrow night. It's just now it's time to go play.
I've watched. In fact, we streamed one of the scrimmages and watched the other one against Westridge, and of course we streamed the Union. So offensively, you made a good point. We mixed it up. We ran some, we threw some. You had Jackson Price, you had Whitehead, you had Slego out there throwing. So you had 3 quarterbacks, and you mixed it a little bit. So, and that's kind of a new kind of neat kind of a wrinkle that you have that ability if you want to run or pass.
Well, we do. I mean, both of the quarterbacks are young, and they're gonna grow each and every play.
Sure, absolutely.
There's no doubt about that. Both of them bring good things to the team, and we feel like we've got a great game plan. Both those guys got to be ready. I mean, it really when you play a game like this, everybody's got to be ready.
Absolutely.
We've got 2 really good kickers. We've got, we're working guys on both sides of the ball. It's what it takes. When you pop on the film and you see good high school football teams, best players got to play, and we know we're going to grow in a lot of areas. But I mean, you talk about keys to the game time. Obviously, special teams is obviously number one. Last year we had a missed field goal on the opening drive. We had a pump blocked. Field position's critical. They scored 2 touchdowns inside our 30-yard line, which anytime that happens, that's not going to be dress it for success. So we were about as bad as we could be as starting this football season last year. We were out coached, we were unprepared. Science Hill took it to us. And you look back and it's still only a 17-7 football game. So. We didn't have a lot to answer with. They pushed us around, and I think our guys know that and realize that what we've got to do. So at this point in time, our guys got to go make plays and go play, and try to really focus on execution. I really think that that's really an area we've grown. Sometimes you just got to line up, you got to run the play, and you just got to keep doing that. Every play you got to compete. Every play you got to find a way.
The atmosphere will be electric. Our defending state champion Betsy Band will be there tomorrow night. And, of course, the Cyclone Nation's an orange out. So, and I say this every time, and it goes out saying, but still, I want you to toot the old horn is how big is tomorrow night? Look back up over your shoulder and see a place packed.
Well, I mean, we always have more fans than they do. Our guys, our community take pride in that, and we're gonna rally off of that. I mean, we've got tremendous fan support. We've got tremendous senior parent support. Your season's going to go a lot of 2 ways, Tom. It really kind of dictated by your seniors, but it's the buy-in by the seniors and the senior parents and the support system that we have in place, and the encouragement and being positive, and really just all the things you got to do, nutrition and rest, and making sure you got the energy and enthusiasm, and you need that, and so we feel like we have that. We've got a number of senior football players that are in the trenches, in the skill positions, at the linebacker positions, that we feel that we have a group that really understands they've been there, they've done that, they've been through the ups and downs, the peaks and valleys, they've the shared experiences. Now it's they understand what it takes and what's really going to need in order to come out with a big win.
Quick look at our week before I let him go. Of course, tomorrow night's the big game of the high school. Tonight, as we said, we're going to stream the T.A. Dugger game, 5:40 airtime, 6 o'clock kickoff, video and audio from Daniel Boone. Then Saturday, the Junior Cyclones start, right?
Well, it's been a big it started. It's already begun. Our youth football was kicked off last Saturday, and now we got middle school, and then obviously the high school, and then we'll be back tomorrow night. Saturday night will be our first home game of this youth football season at Citizens Bank Stadium. So we've got 3 home games this year for youth football. So we're excited about that. And then obviously on Monday, our JV team will start, with the trip back to Science Hill. So we're looking forward to getting those young guys an opportunity to play, they've done a fantastic job of showing up and jumping right in. We've had a lot of older guys take a lot of the young guys under the wing and show them the ropes, and so those guys have done a phenomenal job in the scrimmages. So got a lot of new names and new faces, Tom. Excited about that. There's challenges, but I'm telling you, Tom, like in my mind, what I see and what I visualize it is something that we got a chance to be really, really good. We've talked about each person's got their individual battles. Sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose. The biggest thing is we can't lose ourselves amongst those battles. Football is a mental game, it's an emotional game, but we've got to line up and play every single snap. We've got to find a way. We got to compete. You don't have to do anything special. And one of the messages we've tried to preach this week, Tom, is just comparison. The being compared to somebody or to something is the root of all evil. Each person's got to be their own guy. And what they're asked to do. We've got 3 running backs. Not one of them is the same. And if Zeth and Holzer try to be Jay-Bird and Jay-Bird tries to be Zeth and Holzer, it's not going to work.
Right.
They've got to be
them.
Yeah. And that's what's going to make up a great team. So we got a great program. We got a great team. We got a bunch of great players, and I'm excited to see them kick it off tomorrow night.
And the coach's motor's running too. You're ready.
Yeah, it is. I think we've we've taken a new approach to this season. It's not about the hit. What's gone on in the past. It's not about last year's up and down woes a little bit. I think within this senior group, within a 4-year period, they've been at the highs of lies, and then we started out struggling a little bit last year. So we want to be right here, Tom. We want to be right here. Nothing's going to get us too high. Nothing's going to get us too low. We're going to be right here. We don't want 5 touchdowns and then 5 fumbles, or 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. We want to be right here. We want to be a good, solid, sound, fundamental, and disciplined football team that's got just a great bunch of relentless players. And I think you're going to see that. You've seen that in our scrimmage. Obviously, a little bit more execution and big play capabilities. But Tom, listen, everybody knows when you go into scrimmages, your offense playbook is very vanilla.
Sure.
You're not going to try to show anything or try to work on the basics. And so we're really excited about that. I do want to give a shout out to our Hogs up front. Definitely love those guys and appreciate the work that they put in. We know that that's an unglorified position. Sometimes it's a lonely position.
Yeah.
And we love our Hogs. Corey Green, Josh Hayes, Wyatt Pitzenbarger, Kyron Smalls, Andrew White, Hunter Franklin, Seth Campbell, Bailey Cannon, our tight ends, and H-backs Mason Ball and Cam Baker, Mason Hall, and Bailey Cannon there also, and then our receivers, Jeriah Griffin, Eli Blevins, Cam Baker also, Luke Whaley, and then our 3 running backs, Zeth Mullins, Caleb Holzer, Jay Bird. We've got a number of people there, and they're going to touch the ball tomorrow night. And, definitely, we understand that our unsung heroes on this football team are our offensive linemen, and really, really proud of that group, and really going to need that group all the way through.
See you tomorrow night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Go get him.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Love that guy. Whew, got me fired up. He said he'd put me in one time as a tight end. He said, you'd hurt people. He said, at least one play. They know I was out there. Quick break. Dr. Carter joins us next right after this timeout. We are live here again. We're on the road. We is at Lingerfield Drug Center. Baker says, I'm icing my cowbell arm all day long, so I'll be ready. Oh, yeah. We'll be able to hear her for sure tomorrow night, squalling and screaming and ringing that cowbell. Be a great atmosphere. Can't wait to be there, but we got one tonight. It's going to be a good atmosphere, too. And a good football game. Daniel Boone, they're much improved from last year, their middle school team, and the T.A. Dugger Cyclones will get out there and get after defending co-champs from a year ago. So we'll see how she rolls. Be right back after this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Love My Credit Union Rewards. Tell me about that from the credit union, would you please?
Yeah, we have some awesome rewards that you may not know about. And so you'll visit bemycu.org, and then you can look at all of the discounts and exclusive savings just for our credit union members. And it's not hard at all to be a member. So if you want more information about that, definitely reach me at 547-1200. And we've got discounts like H&R Block. You know, it's tax season, it's tax time, and hopefully you'll get some money back. You never know. Some people have to pay. But we've got Intuit TurboTax discount. We've got Xfinity Mobile, Spectrum Mobile, Rental Karma, TrueStage, and so forth. So check that out, definitely.
Visit bemycu.org.
Yeah.
Find out more about that. Then you have account alerts and home banking. What's going on about that?
Yeah, this is something that you feel safe with your accounts, and it's really a secure feature. And, you know, you could set this up on your time, such as account balances. You can be alerted of when it falls below or goes above that certain limit you want it to stay at. And we've got ATM withdrawal alerts. We've got direct deposit posting to account alerts. I'm sure people love that because they want to know when they're getting paid. And we got checks clearing alerts, withdrawals, and transfers. So, and it's, you know what, it's free. So you can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
Nope.
From Northeast Community Credit Union, last but not least, investment rates are up. That's a good sign. Tell them what's going on
They
with that.
are. We have options. We've got certificate of deposit options, and then we've got Roth and variable rates for the IRAs. We've got definitely earned tax advantages. You can, such as, let's look here. Traditional offers tax-deferred earnings and possibly tax-deductible contributions if you meet the requirements. And then you got Roth, or not tax-deductible. However, you eventually can withdraw contributions and earnings from a Roth IRA tax-free eventually. So there's just a few examples there. If you want to check out our rates, we have those posted on our website at bemycu.org. And we have awesome, low, competitive rates right now. I mean, you can't beat it.
Hours are open?
We're open at the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 8 o'clock. Our lobby opens at 8:30. We close at 4:30 Monday through Thursday. We close at 5 on Friday. And we are open drive-thru only at every location Saturdays from 9 until noon.
Social media, how do we find you?
You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, BMyCU, or Northeast Community Credit Union.
And the locations are?
Rome Mountain off of 19E. We've got one off of 19E in Elizabethton. We have our main office behind Elizabethton High School, and then off of West Oakland Avenue in Johnson City.
There you go. Good report, as always.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Andrew Lewis, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Northeast Community Credit Union. And back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show again. T.A. Dugger football tonight, 5:40 airtime. Kickoff at 6 o'clock from Daniel Boone. We'll go on air to the broadcast with video and audio. Then tomorrow night, it's Rower Rumble number 3 at Science Hill. We'll go on air at 6:30. Kickoff at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So hope you'll join both of those tonight and then tomorrow night. Richard Van Us, yours truly, going to bring it to you tomorrow evening. We're joined by Dr. Eric Carter, the owner of Lingerfield Drug Center. If you know anything about baseball, his brother Evan just recently got named one of the top 10 baseball prospects in the whole country, not just the Rangers, the whole country. Pretty proud, aren't you?
We are, right? Kind of hard to think about because he's still just a little brother to me, but he's doing real well. Been hitting it good.
Oh, yeah.
Good defense as always, so we're real excited for him.
It probably is a little bit surreal, isn't it, to pick it up and go, at least national publication, and go, that's my brother. I used to thump him in the backyard.
I've got to go see him play a few times now, and when you try and talk to him after games, people is trying to push you out of the way to get an autograph, and it's weird.
Oh, really?
You know, just talking to your brother, it doesn't seem like anybody big to do or anything like that. You know, it's very strange, but we're proud of him.
Absolutely. So it's like, Evan, I came from Tennessee. Evan,
Yes,
he said, wait a minute, I got to sign these autographs. I love it. That's cool. All right, let's talk to him. Let's get this rolling here. We are with Dr. A. Carter, again, one of our great sponsors here on the show and Cyclone Sports, and we got lots to talk about. We're going to start with Kids Vitamins. Tell me about that from Lingerfield Drug Center.
Yes, with school started back now, I haven't seen much sickness yet, but usually as school starts and we start getting into the fall, things like, colds, flus, pneumonia, strep throat, that type of stuff is probably going to start coming around. And especially where you're in classrooms with a bunch of kids all day long, it's good for kids to take multivitamins, kind of build up their immune system. And this one right here is just our generic, regular children's multivitamin. That's good for anybody under the age of 18, but it's a little gummy bear, orange flavored, I think, but it's got all the recommended daily vitamins, so that's a real good option for people to take. And then we've got a few more here as well. And that one, we've talked about that for the adults, the black elderberry, zinc, vitamin C. That's really good for the immune system, helps you fight off, like we was talking about, colds and just any type of sickness.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is a real tasty gummy too, is another good option for kids. And this one, a lot of people we've seen try it was kind of skeptical about it, but we've heard really good things about it actually. But it's for stress support, and that's got an ingredient in there called GABA, and that's something that's in your brain naturally. But taking these supplements of it just kind of boosts those levels a little bit, and is supposed to help with stress, anxiety, depression, worrying. That's not a replacement for actual prescription medications, but that's a good thing, kind of just take the edge off if your kid's worried about tests or school or anything like that. So we've heard good things about that actually.
We're talking to Dr. Carter. All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's do this. This is a thumb stabilizer. Tell me about this.
So you was talking about football starting up, and football is one of the most brutal sports as far as getting hurt. But for we've got these for sports injuries, but also if you've fallen in your yard or really any time you get injured. But especially with football, when you're going to tackle somebody or block or hit somebody, your thumbs get jammed up all the time. And having a stabilizer like that, it's got a little thin metal bar, goes right down the side of your thumb, keeps your thumb where it's supposed to be, and it'll keep you from hyperextending it or dislocating it or anything like that. Be awful, I think.
Oh, absolutely. How about this knee stabilizer?
Yes, that is the same way. That's got little metal bars down the sides. That's supposed to help your knee going in and out and not side to side. If you take a step and your knee goes sideways, that's not a good thing.
No,
but,
it is not.
Yeah, those are real good and real comfortable as well, so those are good options. And that one is a good cold compress. You can keep that in your freezer, and anytime you need it, you can pop it out. If you've got some sort of joint injury or just sore muscles, you can pop that out, put it on, and that helps ease any pain you've got.
All this available in Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabethton, right beside Carter County Bank. Here is the old dry or moist heat therapy heating pad.
Yes. So that one is a real nice heating pad. Like you said, that one is dry or moist. A lot of people don't really even, I guess, know about that. They just kind of lay on a heating pad and feel the warm. But if, say, you're soaking your knee or your back, if you can put that heating pad on after you get out of the shower when your skin's still wet, your pores are opened up, and that helps that heat get in deeper to those muscles. So it makes it a little bit more effective for you.
And then the last thing we've got is Epsom salt. Tell me about this.
So that one, everybody's used Epsom salts, I think. If you roll your ankle or foot's hurting or anything like that, or even, any muscle ache really, you can make you a cup of that in a hot bath and sit in it, and it helps soothe your muscles and works out all those aches and pains. So that's a real good thing to have on hand.
All this and more at Lingerfield Drug Center. The phone number is 542-2138. Hours are open.
We're here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 12.
And how can we find you on social media?
Yes, our Facebook is Lingerfield Drug Center.
There you go. One of our great sponsors, making it go, Dr. Eric Carter and the great staff at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabethton. We just made a commercial, sir. How about that?
That's not too bad.
Now, I take these myself. These are good. And what happens, I asked them, how many are you supposed to take a day? I just eat them like candy. I think you're not supposed to eat them like candy, are you?
Probably not recommended. But
No, I just eat them like popping in my jaw going down the road. I was trying to read what I'm supposed to. Natural berry burst flavor. Maybe you can see how. I think it's maybe take 3 a day.
Says 1 gummy daily for
Oh,
children.
1 a day.
And
I'm
that's
eating 3 or 4 a day.
That's something a lot of people do, kind of come up and say, I'm not sure about a multivitamin because I don't want to overdo it. And that's what's good about over-the-counter vitamins is it's called water-soluble vitamins, but they are basically that if you take it and your levels are low, like a B12 or something like that, it'll help boost you up. But if your levels are already good, you just pee them out, any extra. So that may be with a multivitamin, you don't need every single ingredient, but the ones you do, it'll help boost those levels. But that's, like I said, a lot of people worry about overdoing it with multivitamins, but you can't really. So that's kind of good information for people to know, I think.
Absolutely. Lingerfield Drug Center. Hello, Coach T. How you doing, young lady? Glad Jimmy's doing better. We prayed for her brother, and so last I heard you told me he's doing better, so that's great. These are free complimentary refrigerator, or wherever you want to put them, magnets. And this has liquid measures, teaspoons and tablespoons, and cups and dry volumes on it. So this is available. This is a refrigerator magnet. These are free, right?
They sure are. We've got those. We've got, which it's late in the year, but a calendar one. And then we've also got one good to keep forever, but it's got all the emergency numbers you could need, like the Elizabethton Police Department, fire station, besides their 911 numbers, poison control, animal control, about anything you could think of. And please come get some. I thought I was ordering 400 and I put an extra 0, so we have got bunches of them to give away. So please come take some.
I love this guy. He said, we didn't do 400, we did 4,000. They got them stacked up over here in the freeze, so please come get them. Hello, Della Campbell, thank you. Baker says, this is the best drugstore. My daddy just left down there, and he did. He passed by. I was talking to Sean, and we waved at each other. So the customer base continues to grow, doesn't it?
It sure does. Every day we're seeing new people. And that's something a lot of people are hesitant about changing, especially if they're at big chains. Drive-through is convenient. I agree with that. But once they come down here, they first time or two may do curbside pickup, kind of used to staying in the car. But usually after a trip or two down here to see us, they enjoy coming in and talking to us because we get to know our customers. And you're coming in talking to a friend, not just a white coat behind the counter or something.
Absolutely.
Like that.
Last thing, and she's going to come back next half hour. Coach Harden's coming up next, but it happens all the time. You transfer prescriptions from the big boys down here virtually every day, don't you?
Yeah, sure do. All you got to do is give us a call, give us your name and your birthday and the pharmacy that you're using currently. We can take care of everything for you.
I know a person who remains anonymous went to one of the big box pharmacies and had to go back 4 times. We don't have it done. You have to come back later. I'm thinking, are you kidding me?
Very common story.
Is it really?
The way big chains do is, they shoot a prescription. They've got a queue 1,000 prescriptions long, and that's all they look at. But here at a small pharmacy, when you walk in, we see your face. You're our priority, so we'll get everything we can for you and have you in and out.
You pull up in the alley, you'll even take it out to them too, won't you?
Yeah, sure do. People either give us a call in the alley, or most of the time we'll see them through the door there and we'll run it right out to them. So, people that are hesitant to come here because we don't have a drive-through, the curbside pickup is just as quick, I think.
Absolutely.
Probably even quicker than making 2 or 3 trips.
Absolutely. I'd sit here for a minute or two before I had to go back someplace 4 or 5 times to get my prescription.
Yes, that would about eat your whole day up.
Oh, yeah. See, that wouldn't sit well with me. So, and it doesn't sit well with other people. That's why they come down here.
Yes, that's exactly right.
See you next half hour. Just in a few minutes.
Yep.
So, quick break. We'll be right back. We'll be joined by Coach Ken Harden, our girls golf coach, and talk a little softball coming up next. And now, here's a brand new sponsor from right here in downtown Elizabeth and missing the folks at Duck Crossing Antique Mall, Antique Store in the Tom Taylor Sports.
It's a 3-story antique mall, huge. We have like over 50,000 square feet and over 50 different vendors, all kind of with their own little niche. It sort of feels like walking back into the past.
Amen.
You can see things from all decades. We have glassware and kitchen things, and then we also have tools and jars and bottles and lots of sports memorabilia. Even the local Elizabethton, some of the local guys who were here, Jason Witten, there's some of his cards and different items in there as well.
Hours you're open at Duck Crossing?
We're open 11 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, and then 10 to 6 on Saturdays. We stay open later whenever they have the car shows on Saturday nights or for the First Friday events.
Yep. Social media, how do we find you?
We are on Facebook at Duck Crossing Elizabethton, and then on Instagram we are Duck Crossing Antiques.
Yep. One of our sponsors is Cyclone Sports. Got to check them out. I buy stuff there all the time. Misty Counts and the good folks at Duck Crossing Antique Mall in downtown Elizabethton. Tennessee, this is the late John Ward. So how can Chick-fil-A help us get ready to go to the ball games? Couple of weeks.
So first of all, we're right across the street from Elizabethton. So if you're coming to watch a game, you can swing over and grab some food before you head over there. And then gift cards are great gifts for coaches and teams. We do cater for pregame or postgame as long as it's before 9 p.m. because that's when we close. And then just trays, anything you need.
Here we go. Let's run down the trays.
All right.
All right.
We got nuggets, we have strips, we have mac and cheese, we have salads, we have cookies and brownies, we have wraps, we have cold chill grill sub trays. What am I missing?
Fruit.
And we have fruit.
9 of them, is that right?
I think so.
9 trays available. 297-1266 number to call. Also, talking about get the app on your phone. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so you can download the Chick-fil-A One app and pre-mobile order. So if there's a long line on a Friday night, you can go ahead and place the order when you're on your way, and we'll have it made and sitting ready for you. And if you want to come in and sit for a little bit, you can mobile order from your table, and we'll bring it right out to your table.
Hours are open.
We are open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Social media.
Yeah, we have Instagram and Facebook.
Yep, and the phone number is 423-297-1266. Rachel Robinson, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Little Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Chick-fil-A of Elizabethton. Back on the Tom Daly Sports Show, it's what you'll see tomorrow night. It's audio only, 6:30 airtime, 7 o'clock kickoff. Coach Van Hussen is truly going to bring it to you. I say coach, he's our superintendent, but I know him as coach. And so anyway, we'll be there tomorrow night. Railroad Rumble number 3, audio only. And so we're ready to go, and that is not our choice, that's their choice. And you know the old adage, when in Rome, you do as the Romans do. So we're going to abide and say, okay, only, and we'll have a big time doing it. It'll be tomorrow night starting at 6:30. Tonight, T.A. Dugger football. And we'll be there tonight, T.A. Dugger. We're going to be, again, at Daniel Boone, airtime at 5:40 and kickoff at 6 o'clock tonight. Start that season. Defending co-champs from a year ago, the T.A. Dugger Cyclones. I think they shared it with Liberty Bell, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's right. So, man, you get to the point a lot of things just swirl in your brain.
They run together.
Good grief. There's days I'm thinking, how did I get from point? Man, I've literally got place and go. Like I got so much going through the PVC pipe upstairs. I think, how did I get here? So I don't remember making that turn or that curve to get here. So, but just got a lot in the brain. So I think they're co-champs a year ago with Liberty Bell, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, it'll be a good game tonight. We'll go in there at 5:40. Coach is here again. Our soccer. I keep saying soccer. Our
it is
golf
soccer
coach.
Season.
It is soccer season with Coach Meyer, but he is our girls golf coach. And how's things going so far?
Going okay. Yeah, we've not reached our full potential yet, but we're still about a month away from the district, and we're going to try to get in there and get everything fixed and get to where we're playing like we should be about the right time. And I've stressed all year with the girls that's what's important. You know, these the matches we do now are basically just big scrimmages. Everything counts at district day.
Everybody, it's the tune-ups, everything for the district, right?
Yeah, it's what it is, and then it's a lot of pressure on district day, but I think we'll be okay. We've got the potential, and we've got a really good chance this year.
So on the district, you take top 2 teams, top 3 individuals. How's that work?
You take the top 3 teams and 4 individuals, and then they go on to region, and then from region, if you're lucky enough to get there, which is difficult in a big conference like we have with a lot of good teams, then you go into the region, from the region you would go to the state, and they take 4 individuals and 1 team.
That's awesome. Tell us the girls' names.
Girls' names, we've been playing Maylee Stout and Ashlyn Guy. I've been flipping back and forth 1 and 2 golfer, and they're both really good. And I think they both have a really good chance of making the region. And if they both play well that day, we should make it as a team. And then our 3s, for the most part, has been Madison Holly. She's a senior this year, and then we've got a little sophomore, Sophia McKeon, and Phoebe, Holly, and Callie, and just a good group of girls. And we've got the 3 young ones. We've got a couple good ones coming from junior high. So golf future looks really bright for the girls.
Let's switch gears and talk softball. Because we got the outfield's getting seeded, is that correct?
Getting seeded, it was rough where that light truck messed it up a few years ago, and the school's been really good to us about fixing it. So we've got all the grass off of it and working on some other things there. But it should start it's starting to sprout right now. It should look really good here in a couple of weeks, and you'll really be able to see it, and it'll be good for the girls.
So we lost some great seniors last year.
We did, starting numerically, we lost Cheyenne, what a defensive player she was, and Kennedy at first base, and then Ember at short, and we lost Maley, which is a great loss. She's had that bad injury in the Tennessee High game, and she's going to try to come back. And her and my niece Maddie went down to Cleveland State to try to play, so good things for her. And then Lana Ward was our other senior, and Maggie Howland, just what a group of kids.
Yep, they're all graduated, moved on. Hello, Della Campbell. How you doing, lady? So let's talk about this year. What are they doing right now? They're working out, doing anything?
We try to give them off August, and bless their hearts, and I love it. They this crew wants to work. I think we've got a chance to be something special. The way this group that's coming in wants to work, plus with the ones I've already got. We can work with so many per day now, TSSAA rules, and they're calling all the time wanting to go and do things, and I love that. It's hard to keep up with them, but I love that, and I love that work ethic that they have, that they've shown. We had a big loss. I don't know if you know, the Coach Hensley's leaving us, Coach Ronnie, and that's really going to hurt. He done such a tremendous job, and his daughter Abby helped a little bit around there as a volunteer, but such quality people. But Abby took the Unicorn coaching job, and she's going to take her dad with her, and he called me and he said, I hate to leave you. You can't pass up a chance to go coach with your daughter.
Absolutely. Totally get that.
We're truly going to miss those two and everything they've done for us, and it'll be hard to replace.
So we'll be opposing him this next year.
We will. I think it'll be still be a good atmosphere because they're both such competitors, and they're going to do everything they can to beat you, but we're going to turn it around and do everything we can to beat them too.
So the redistricting, do we have new teams? Do we lose any, gain any?
Volunteer goes out of conference this year. They go down to District 2, and Crockett comes in, David Crockett, and they were like us. They lost a few seniors from last year, but they're always a competitive team. They'll be really good, and the conference should be really good again next year, but it always is.
So if I'm right, Crockett lost their coach. She resigned. She retired, didn't she?
Coach Carla, yes. Carla Williams, one of the best coaches in the area. Just a good Christian lady that done so much for her kids and set a great example, and she lives like she preaches. So very proud to call her a friend, and I've coached with her for years and years, and we played every year. Seems like some of the best teams they ever had, we would beat them that year, and then they had that great team a couple years ago and came up here, and we beat them at our place. So just good competition and a very good person.
So you got softball kind of working out on their own, and you've got the golf running wide open, so you're a busy man.
Yes, sir, but that's the way you like it, That's the reason I hang around to do things like this and get to work with a bunch of quality kids like I do.
Yep. And you teach criminal justice.
I try my best.
Yeah. And I know one that thinks you hung the moon. I'm telling you, she said, he's cool. I said, yeah, well, I already knew that. That's old news. Tell me something I didn't know. So, yeah, how many years will this be for you coming up softball this year, sir?
This will be our 16 going on 17.
17th season coming up.
Yeah, it'll be 17 if you count COVID. If you don't count the COVID year, it'll be 16. So, we just got 3 games in the COVID year. That's a heartbreaking thing because we had a real good team, but it happens.
Yep. And, of course, his son is the baseball coach, Tia Dugger.
Tia Dugger, working hard. They work on the field. He's got the love of his field in him like I do, and he does a really good job up there with those kids.
Yes, he does. Chip off the old block. You're a class act, sir, I tell you. One of the cool things. Let me tell you what Coach did for me. I can't remember which game it was, but I had a Wi-Fi that clunked out, and he said, come by the school and pick up. I'll let you use my I don't know whose it was, but I borrowed somebody's Wi-Fi. Mine had crashed at the last minute, and so it was the 11th hour, help me, and he said, yeah, come by and get my Wi-Fi.
Well, you do so much for us, Tom, and our parents absolutely love you, and in all these sports we have a lot of grandparents and aunts and uncles and things that just can't travel, and we really appreciate what you do for us as a school. It's just it's a huge asset, and it I hear people all over the place talking about we're really excited for football Friday night. Everybody's ready to go. The kids are excited, but even if they can't go, they get to listen to you, and then you stream a lot of games, so it's really good for us. And we play. I have probably about 8 of the volleyball players in my class, and a great group of kids. I think they're going to do some really special things this year. But we're at a golf match, I can flip through after the golf match and watch them on Facebook and get to see a little bit of it, and I really enjoy that. I know our parents do too.
Yep. We're streaming Monday night against Gate City, as a matter of fact, volleyball. So, but today it's T.A. Duggar football at Daniel Boone, and then we go tomorrow night to the Railroad Rumble. Amy Whitson says Coach Harden is the best. You're right, he is. Class act. And so I think the world of him. If you want to start a fight with me, come up and say something bad about him. I'll be on you like a duck on a June bug. Now, I'm just telling you, think the world of this gentleman and his family. So I know you can go back to school, but I do appreciate that. And so you made a great point. The golf, all these matches really are just getting you tuned up.
Yes, sir.
For the district. Where will that be played this year?
The district this year's at Pine Oaks, and if we make the region, it's in Morristown at the Country Club. And you know, our girls have been playing Pine Oaks on their own, doing some things like that. Next Wednesday we have the conference match at Pine Oaks, so they'll get to play 18 holes. And Coach Enzer does such a great job with the boys. But he has us a couple of tee times on a professional development day where we can get over there and play. We'll get 3 or 4 rounds on that course before we play it for the district, and that should give us a real advantage. And these girls they're so hard on themselves. We need to get them to relax and just play, because they're really good golfers. They're fun to watch when they're playing good. If they'll just relax and play a little bit's the key to it.
Thanks for coming, sir.
Little plug with their.
I love that.
Their parent organization. You can show that there.
Tuffy with a golf club in his hand. That's really cool.
That's
pretty creative.
That's our golf organization. Our golf parents that help us. We couldn't do what we do without them. They do a great job. All these organizations for softball and football, you know, Briggs and all of them. It's something to have the help and be able to give your athletes what they need.
Special place.
Yes, sir, it is. Thank you, brother.
And you make it that way. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. Dr. Carter will finish out right after this timeout. T.A. Duggar football tonight, beginning at 5:40, right here on the Tom Miller Sports Show Facebook page and also on YouTube.
We're proud to help our region move forward and help reopen every business we can.
Buddy Michaela Miller from Phil's Dream Pit. Catering. Tell us catering opportunities using Phil's Dream Pit.
Well, where do I start? You call me, you tell me how many people you want. It's $13.99 per person. It'll be a 15% gratuity on top of that with a $200 setup and serve fee. And what that's going to get you is me and a team of 5 or 6, depending on how many I need, will come out. I'll set up my food. I make your sandwiches. We'll serve all your sides. We clean up, get out of your hair, and you never know we were there.
What are the options on the menu?
Pretty much it's open game.
Anything?
Open game.
Yep.
Okay, the hash brown casserole. We don't do the hash brown casserole in bulk or catering at all.
349-6437. Catering opportunities for any event coming up. Give them a call right here at Phil's Dream Pit. The quest for perfect barbecue, catering any event. Call her, ask for Michaela, and let her step you through how she can help you with catering from Phil's Dream Pit. One of our great sponsors on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and on Cyclone Football.
Millions of dollars of furniture in stock right now. Are you tired of hearing what you want is sold out? We have the largest selection of in-stock furniture in the area. We receive truckloads every day of special buys ready for you to pick up today or have delivered. Come get your new furniture at Cannon's Furniture in downtown Elizabethton.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. No, he's on 6, Tom. I'm sorry. Hit that button. There he is. You're not Ken Harden. You're Dr. Eric Carter from Lingerfeld Drug Center in downtown Elizabeth, and right beside Carter County Bank. And so, good place to come shop and take care of your prescriptions. But it's more than just prescriptions. It's obviously a pharmacy, but he's got a lot of gifts, and that's what we're going to start with here. We've got lots of gifts to do. Let's do. Yep, we'll start this right here. We may break it up and do two of them, but we're going to do them. So, talking to Dr. Eric Carter, one of our great sponsors here on Cyclone Sports and the Tom Douglas Sports Show, and we have, let's see where we're going to start. Let's start with those glasses, I guess. Yeah. Start with these, and called Tech Protect blue light glasses. Tell me about this, would you please?
Yes. So we've had them on here before. Just our regular sunglasses, regular reading glasses. We've got big selection of those, and then these are new ones we've started carrying, but they're blue light glasses, and therefore when you're looking at a screen, whether it be a computer or your phone or a TV, especially later at night as it gets dark, the blue light that comes out of screens is damaging to your eyes. So these blue light glasses filter out that light and is supposed to help your seeing stay good.
Really?
Especially people, like I wear them actually while I'm working. They say people who look at screens all day, are prone to headaches and vision loss as they get older. So these blue light glasses are supposed to help prevent that.
$6.99, by the way. It's not going to break the bank to get those.
Not at all.
Then we have these. Tell me about these.
These are just little glasses straps. You can put them on reading glasses, sunglasses, anything. Sunflowers is pretty for fall time, I think, and everybody likes a little tie-dye every now and again. But that's something, if I don't have some sort of straps on my sunglasses, I'd lose them in about 30 minutes. So something like that, you can put them on and just drop them around your neck.
There they go. They retail for $2.49 for those. All right. Then we go... Think Outside. This is a blanket tarp. Tell me about this for $8.99.
So that's a good one, especially with football season coming up. If it was to rain, it'd be awful to sit in bleachers and your butt get wet. But it's good for hiking, camping, just being outdoors, really. But it's got a little carabiner on it, so you can clip it to your bag or your belt or anything like that. But that's actually a big tarp, and it comes out. It's got little grommets in the corners, so if you was camping, you could hang it up if you was sitting under it, or if you're sitting in the stands, you can set it down over a wet seat and it'll keep you dry. So it's like a little waterproof blanket and a little easy-to-carry pouch.
$8.99 for that. All right. And then the emergency poncho for $2.25. Tell me about this.
So that's one, if it's a chance of rain, I hate to get wet outside. And that's something for $2.50. You can put that in your pocket or in your purse or backpack and be able to stay dry when the rain comes.
There you go. All right, let's take a look at candles. Some more things, some gift-giving ideas down here. This one is the pumpkin spice.
Yes. Got a bunch of good flavors, and we started bringing out some of the fall ones.
Pumpkin spice. Then we have, this is called the hot buttered rum.
That's one of my favorite fall ones.
Goodness gracious, it's good. These are $15.99, by the way. And this one is the autumn leaves.
They're
Can't
good.
go wrong with any of those.
No, they're all three pretty good.
There you go. So, candles, glasses, straps, hours are open.
We're here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 12.
Phone number is 542-2138. And on social media, how do we find you?
We're on Facebook as Lingerfeld Drug Center.
One of our great sponsors. Lots of good gift-giving ideas here at Lingerfeld Drug Center beside Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabethton. All right, now we're going to fire another one up. Are you ready?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, this is good stuff. We're just making commercials as we go here. I love it. So let me hit the magic button and here we go. See if it's, yep, we're back. Okay, I think. See if I wave over on this one. Yeah, we're back. Okay, good grief. What a dodo bird. All right, here we go. Boom. There we go. We're going to start right now. There we go. Now.
Sounds good.
We're back. Dr. Eric Carter again with Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabethton. Some jams and jellies. This is the Buzz and Bee honey from Stony Creek. Tell me about this one.
So we've got a bunch of new jams and jellies and honey and about anything you can think of up front. But the Buzz and Bees is a couple from Stony Creek, Bob and Peggy Calkins. And these two honeys are actual local honey that they produce from their bees here in Stony Creek. And so, a lot of people talk about local honey where it's made using the flowers and stuff that gives you allergies in the fall. Eating the local honey helps kind of almost give you immunity. So it helps with allergies. It's good for your immune system. It's kind of just a good product. So that's
$15.99 for this one. This one goes $9.99.
The local honey, we sold out of it last year, and people are glad to have it back.
Here's a little bit smaller bottle for $6.99. Whereas honey goes all the way back to the biblical days. And then this is a little bit bigger jar, a 2-pound jar of honey with the Lingerfield Drug Center logo on it.
Yes.
And
those Lingerfeld ones, that's not the Stony Creek. That one comes from Southwest Virginia, so it is close to us. But what I've been telling people is if you're looking for the health benefits, the Buzz and Bees honey is the way to go. And if you're looking for maybe a bulk honey to bake or put in your tea and coffee and things like that, the Lingerfeld honey would be the good choice for you.
Yep.
A bunch of options for those.
Now, oh yes, here comes. This is the seedless red raspberry preserves.
Yes.
There we go. This goes for $8.99. Lingerfield Drug Center got their own brand of jams and jellies, and they're awesome.
Yes. A lot of people ask what our favorite flavor is, and that seedless red raspberry is my mom's favorite.
Is it really?
She's been through about 3 jars already.
Telling on her. That's
yes.
good. Here is the maple bacon jam.
That's real good on biscuits or toast. That doesn't sound like it'd be good, but it actually is. It's real sweet, but it's also got the saltiness.
Honey Crisp apple butter right there. Can't go wrong with that one. These are the different, I guess, flavors you call the jalapeno bacon jam.
So that one has got the sweet and the salty and a little bit of extra spice to it. That one is very good. That's one of my favorites so far.
Here is pumpkin butter. Ooh, yeah. That's good right there. Pumpkin butter.
That's just in time for fall. It's very good.
I take that one home with me, sir. No sugar added apple butter.
That's something we've got a lot of people with diabetes come through pharmacy, and they want their sweets the same as everybody else, and no sugar added apple butter is a good option for them because they still get the same sweetness and the same good food, just not all the sugar.
There's blackberry butter, and that one's $8.99. And the last one we've got is rum apple butter. Tell me about that one.
That one is just a standard apple butter, but it's kind of like a rum cake. You can taste a little bit of rum taste to it. It's really good, actually. That's not my favorite flavor, but I've eaten it on biscuits, and that is a real good flavor, apple butter. So,
the one I bought last time I was here was the blackberry preserves. Awesome.
They're my favorite. I love anything
on a
blackberry.
peanut butter sandwich. Crunchy peanut butter and that, and a big old glass of cold milk. It's cold, make your teeth hurt. That's good stuff right there.
Yes.
It's all available here at Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabethton. Hours are open.
We're here Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturdays, 9 to 12.
And closed on Sunday.
Sure are.
And last but not least, the flu and strep testing. Tell me about that.
So we talked about it last month. We were kind of in the final stages, and we have got it up and running now, and it's just in time for school starting back. Everybody hates sickness, but flu and strep it's about that time of the year for it. And I can remember going through school when you get strep throat, you've got to go to the doctor, and you end up sitting in a waiting room full of sick people, and you're there for an hour, and then you got to wait for results, and then go back to the pharmacy and get a prescription, and we're able to offer all that here now. So you can come in, and we've got rapid testing available, either flu or strep. We'll have your results about 10 to 15 minutes, and we've actually got a collaborative practice agreement now. So if you test positive for strep or the flu, we can give you Tamiflu or antibiotics right here on the spot. And where we're a smaller pharmacy, it didn't make sense for us to contract with an insurance to be able to do this. So we're just offering the testing at a cash price, and what we decided on is just $35 a test. And at first you think, dang, that's kind of expensive, but when you go into an office to see a doctor, you've got a copay that's probably at least that much, and rather than being there for an hour and a half or 2 hours, we can get you in and out in about 20 minutes. So come in, get tested, get your prescriptions, and be on the way home.
If you need it, they've got it right here for you to purchase. If you test negative, great, but if you test positive, you got it right here.
And one of the first questions we was asked about this is if somebody brings their kid in, can we write a doctor's excuse? And we can do that. So
really?
if you do end up testing positive for one of these things, we can write an excuse for either work or school, and that'll get you exempted while you're getting back to good health.
That's awesome.
So that's exciting for us.
It is exciting. Even write a permission slip, get you back in class by Dr. Carter. That's good. The flu and strep testing has not hit yet. We hope it'll be a while before it is, but it will hit at some point, I'm sure. So anyway, it's all right here again at Lingerfield Drug Center, downtown Elizabethton, 542-2138, Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to noon, closed on Sundays, and social media. How do we find you?
We're on Facebook as Lingerfield Drug Center.
One of our great sponsors of the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Dr. Eric Carter and the great staff right here at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabethton. If you're wondering where they got a sky roof up here and the sun's popping through, so all of a sudden we're kind of hard to see, but they can hear us loud and clear.
Oh, yeah. We're looking angelic, I think.
We are angelic. Yeah, it's coming. That's pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, we're angelic. That'd be a good way to look at that. So, anyway, love coming down and back here in September. We'll just keep on keeping on. We're 129 days, I think it is, till Christmas Eve. So, you'll start rolling out the Christmas stuff here pretty soon.
Yeah, it's about time to start Christmas shopping.
Yeah. You say that, I know, but 129 days to Christmas Eve. Yeah, so anyway, I sure appreciate you. We'll be back next month.
Sounds great.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Good man right there. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back, and we'll close it out right after this timeout as we're here live again at Lingerfield Drug Center in downtown Elizabeth, and come right back after this from, how about the good folks from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes? Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. That'll wrap it up from here. A big thanks to Pastor Mark Fowler from Pleasant Beach. Hello, Darren, over at Spruce Pine, North Carolina. How you doing, sir? Again, Dr. Fowler stopped by. Appreciate him talking a little sports. Also, we were joined by Coach Ken Harden from Elizabethton girls golf and the softball team. And also, we were joined, obviously, by Sean Witten, head football coach of the Cyclones. And, obviously, Dr. Carter was here twice to visit with us. Tell us about the really cool things. This is really a mom-and-pop drugstore downtown. It's really cool. It is a throwback. And you got Marsha, and you got Cecil, and you got Hunter, and, of course, you got Dr. Carter. So, when you come down here, they take care of it. It's just that simple. And it's, it's a mom-and-pop drugstore, a pharmacy from back in the old days. And, I've seen it all the time. People will come in, and they'll be frustrated because they've been somewhere else. And they say, we're tired of this. We're going to switch everything down here. And it just takes minutes, and they can do it. And you don't do any of the work. They do all the work. But they go to these big box places. And as I said, some go, that's not all the time. But for me, it only take one time to go someplace and say, you got to come back 3 or 4 times to get your prescription. I'm thinking, no, I'm not coming back 3 or 4 times to get my prescription. So I would just quietly not make a scene, just go somewhere else. And so that happens virtually every day down here. Folks are coming down here because you heard him say, when you walk in down here, you are priority. Bingo. The focal point is on you and you alone to get you in, get you out, get you on your way. And here it is again, those magnets you can come by and get. 542-2138, by the way, is the number to call. Talk to them about switching prescriptions over. And I think his flu and strep testing is really, really cool. They'll test you right here, and if you test positive, they turn right around after the test and give you what you need to send you out of here. So you don't have to go to 2 or 3 different places. It's your one-stop shop for flu and strep, and hopefully you won't ever have to use it. But if you do, it'll be here. So I got this right here. This after the game tonight, seedless red raspberry preserves on a big old peanut butter sandwich tonight with a big old glass of milk. Cold, make your teeth hurt. That'll be my post-game meal tonight. Big thanks again for allowing us to be where you are today on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Back tomorrow. We'll be live right down the road at Food City in Elizabethton to kick off Food City Friday. Got a lot of high school football talking about tomorrow. Again, join us back here at 5:40. We'll go on air the broadcast from Daniel Boone High School. T.A. Dugger Middle School football. The Cyclones, co-champs from a year ago. They're 70-17 over the last 10 years, and 5 out of the last 6 seasons they've either been champ or co-champ. So they got something good going on at T.A. Dugger, and we'll start with a very good Daniel Boone team tonight. Again, we'll hit it at 5:40 with the kickoff at 6 from Daniel Boone High School. So for Dr. Carter and Marcia and Cecil and Hunter and all the folks down here, let's wrap it up with the verse of the day. We always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross, and today, of course, is no different. And so here it is, and we want to say the verse is Psalms 130, verse 5. I wait for the Lord, my soul waits, and in his word I put my hope. Good way to end it. Back with you again tonight this afternoon at 5:40 for T.A. Dugger football from Daniel Boone. Until then, we'll tell you as always, bloom where you're planted, and win or lose, moms and dads, they watch you. Be a good role model. Don't be a yahoo, because the kids emulate what you do. Remain calm. I want my kid to win. So do I. I want mine to win too. But remain calm. Win or lose, be a good sport. See you back here at 5:40 for T.A. Dugger